Recently, it was moved by the member of Leduc-Beaumont that the Standing Committee on Alberta's Economic Future undertake a study of how to grow and diversify the agri-food and agribusiness sectors, and that the scope of this study be focused on value-added production, small business opportunities, and local food production and promotion. But now, we have had numerous agri-related businesses telling us that this government's policies are doing just the opposite. To the Minister of Energy, why did you jam through carbon tax legislation that effectively runs counter to motions proposed by your own MLAs?
Good question. Minister of Environment and Parks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And of course, this province has been attracting a lot of investment and a lot of attention for in the agribusiness sector. Mr. Speaker, I'm thinking here of the $120 million expansion to Richardson Oilseeds in Lethbridge, and a commitment from Cavendish Foods, Mr. Speaker, for the largest private sector investment in Lethbridge history, Mr. Speaker, which is going to be a great economic driver for Southern Alberta, certainly for both my constituency and the member for Littleville.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. First supplemental.
It's great that we got a minister there. Given that many of these agri-food businesses are already in the value-added production business, and given that you didn't run on the platform of a carbon tax, and given that several of these value-added agribusinesses are now considering relocating operations out of Alberta, to the Minister of Ag.
Out.
Minister, this is serious. If you truly are supportive of the agribusiness, will you stand up for them and fight your caucus to exempt agri-food producers?
Thank you, honourable member. Honourable Minister of Environment and Parks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And of course, this province has brought in a carbon pricing framework that is a made-in-Alberta solution, Mr. Speaker, such that a made-in-Ottawa solution is not imposed on us. You know, it's very clear that the Wild Rose and their new frenemies over there in the PCs would rather a made-in-Ottawa plan, Mr. Speaker, given that the rich made-in-Ottawa pensions that both right-wing leaders are lining up for. I'm not surprised that they like things that are made in Ottawa.
Second supplemental.
Given that this government was loudly bragging about the Cavendish Farm expansion and how it reflected well on this government, and given that government MLAs leapt at the chance to tout this $350 million private investment, Minister, we are hearing from multiple sources that the expansion is now on indefinite hold due to economic uncertainty caused by your government's poor policies. How can you claim that your policies are improving the lives of Albertans while investors are reconsidering business here?
Shameful. Shameful. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And of course, the fact that Alberta's carbon pricing framework was so widely praised, certainly by energy executives and others yesterday, is simply because we have put in place a system of output-based allocations to ensure that all industries do not end up with competitive trade pressures, Mr. Speaker, as happened in BC, and then BC moved forward with a different kind of framework similar to what Alberta is putting in place, Mr. Speaker. Now, of course, the Wild Rose would not like to welcome new jobs to Alberta, but on this side of the House,
Thank you,
Mr. Speaker.